Hey everybody, it's Torrance with Sword Guide Builds. If you've followed my work for a while, you probably know that I love making themed sets of whips. That's one of my favorite ways to challenge myself. So in this video, I will be talking about 5 eco bull whips I just made, themed around the different grades of tool quality from the game Stardew Valley. Each of these is a 6-foot, 16 plat economy bullwhip, but they all have different colors and accents and show increasingly difficult techniques. The first in this set is the farm whip. This whip was made in a solid dark brown to give it an aged look with an off-color fall just for a little contrast. In the interest of old working whips, I played around with the handle braiding to make it look like it had a stitched seam, sort of like the old whips with sewn handle covers. The grip is finished off with a 5-4 3-pass heel and a 4-3 2-pass accent knot. The next tier is the copper whip. I wanted this whip to look like it has little studs of copper in it, hopefully without the color being too overpowering. So I picked a medium bright orange to contrast with the rust color of the rest of the whip. Aside from the two-tone color scheme, I bumped up the intricacy a little bit with a 7-6 2-pass heel. Next up is the steel whip. This one is interesting because it technically has the same handle pattern as the copper whip, but it took more care in how the colors line up in the handle and through the drops. I think the gray on gray pattern gives it sort of a chain look, and for this whip I think that works terrific. The steel whip also has a 7-6 heel and a 4-3 accent knot. Next we have the gold whip. The yellow that I chose for this whip is actually a little bit bigger than most other colors of paracord, so this whip came out a little heavier than the other 4, which I think is very fitting because of course it's supposed to be gold. I decided to accent this whip with a slight fade to a golden tan color. This can be a little bit difficult because to swap out the strands is technically sort of an advanced dropping technique. I further stepped up the complexity of this whip with 2-strand diamonds in the handle and herringbone heel and accent knots. Finally, we have the Iridium Whip, and I'm so excited to talk about this one. To begin with, this is the only whip in this set with varied handle braiding, which I feel really gives it an understated elegance. The heel is a 2-tone herringbone knot for a little more contrast than the other whips have, and the accent knot is a slight variation on that because I just wanted to give it a whimsical sort of touch. So a little backstory. A few years ago, I saw a whip made by Blake Gorey of Smoky Mountain Whips, where he basically put a crocodile ridge into the transition zone of this whip. I thought that was a terrific idea, and I wanted to see if I could do it myself in a 2-tone design, and I actually landed on a slightly different logic for this accent than a crocodile ridge technically uses, but now that I understand how it all comes together, I'm thinking of different ways that I can play with it. We can see in this case that the pattern comes together with a series of small repeating V's, but I think that I can make the V's wider or sharper, or taper them off, or incorporate multiple colors. I'm really just excited because it's rare that my creative energy has such a clear path to follow. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. You can check out the in-stock page at swordguidebuilds.com to see what I've got available at any time. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.